The most revolutionary breakthrough of this age is the collective inner transformation of the human being. This is the next stage in our evolution, the fourth dimension, that will awaken us to become highly evolved human beings with the ability to have noble personality that can save ourselves and save our world. I'm Audrey Hope, and it is an honor to present Srimataji Nirmala Devi, world spiritual leader and founder of Sahaja Yoga. Please join us on Real Women for the fourth dimension of evolution. It is time now in our evolution to introspect deeply into the problems of the modern human being and to find an answer and a solution for inner and global peace. If we are to avoid our own self-destruction in a chaotic world, then we must admit that science, rationality, religion, that power and money has left us wanting, all of us, rich, poor, black and white, and we have looked for truth in all the wrong places. But these are special times, the blossom time, that has been prophesied in all the ancient texts. It is the last judgment, the age of Aquarius, and it is a profound opportunity to enter the fourth dimension, where we can become highly evolved spiritual beings and to know God on our central nervous system, and we can prove God like a science. I'm Audrey Hope, and this is Real Women, and it is a deep honor to present Srimataji Nirmala Devi, who is a world spiritual leader who has traveled all over the world to give in mass self-realization to thousands. She is here to talk about her new and long-awaited book, Metta, Modern Era. Welcome, Srimataji. It's so wonderful to have you. That's hard to pronounce, Metta, Modern Era. What does it mean?
Metta, Modern Era. Modern era is present times, and metta is beyond that. What is beyond that?
To go beyond the mind.
No, not mind. Beyond this time. What is beyond this time we expect.
What was your goal in writing the book? What did you want to achieve, and what did you want to say?
I wanted to tell them about the power that you all have, all of you, whether you belong to one religion or to another, whether you are white, red, yellow, anything you may be. It's not skin deep, it is very deep, placed within us in the triangular bone called as sacrum. That shows that even the Greeks knew it's a sacred bone. There's a power all of you have. All of you have that power, which if it is awakened, you achieve the fourth dimension of your personality. But the problem that exists today in this world is because our heritage comes from animal kingdom, and we have many things which belong to the animals. The worse than that is that we have also thinking power and rationality, so we justify even whatever we do wrong. So it's even worse than animal state sometimes.
Yes, you call rationality the curse of modern man.
Of course.
Yes.
Rationality can explain everything. You may do any wrong and it explains that it's all right. I mean, that's how it is. It's very dangerous.
Like Hitler, like Freud, they made rationales for everything.
Neither it is emotional. Your being that is going to be a spiritual being. And that happens when this power within you rises. Through 6 centers, pierces through your fontanelle bone area and connects you to this all-pervading power of divine love. Now they have called it as Ruh by some people. In the Bible it's written as the cool breeze of the Holy Ghost, and in other scriptures also it is described very clearly, especially in Indian scriptures, as Param Chaitanya. But the trouble with human beings is that they are capable of spoiling everything. If you go to a forest, it will be all clean, nicely, you see, preserved sort of a thing. But once a human being enters there, you start smelling it.
you, right. You say that in America we have 200 years of history, and in such a short time we have made such a mess of it.
That's correct.
Yes, you call it the Coca-Cola culture. Why do you call it that, Mother?
You see, the culture is more on money oriented. You see, it's money. Somehow you should get money. I mean, it goes to such an extent that people think killing is all right for money, doing anything is all right for money. Money has its own purpose, but it is not for the destruction. It is for the construction of human beings, and it's not so important also. See, it's the thing we don't have satisfaction. Today we want to buy a car, all right. For that we'll work hard, save money, buy one car. But after buying it, there's no satisfaction. Then you want to build a house. Then you start building a house. You go from one to another, never even enjoy what you have achieved.
Isn't that slavery, Mother?
It's
Slavery to advertising?
No, it is due to greed. Greed in human being. And this greed comes to us from ancient thing, like I told you, inheritance. But they are satisfied. They are satisfied. Animals are satisfied at a point. But we are not. We are very greedy, and we start running after this greed that has no end. This also makes us a little bit, I should say, competitive, and all kinds of things come in, and all kinds of cruelties coming, and rich people think they are the superior people than to others. But it's not so, because it has not given them satisfaction. Whatever they have, they are not satisfied. That's first thing that shows that they are not very much higher in their awareness. With this happening, it passes through the 6 centers. Now these 6 centers are responsible for our physical, mental, emotional and spiritual being, all of them. So when she rises, this is your power, which is the Kundalini, which is your individual mother. She knows everything about you. She knows your past, she knows your hankering, she knows your aspirations, everything. She has tape recorded it. And when she unwinds herself and rises above the 6 centers, what happens? These centers get enlightened. Then they get integrated. And when it pierces through the fontanelle bone area, it becomes one with this all-pervading power. Now we see all these beautiful flowers here, but we take them for granted. We just don't understand how different flowers are grown differently, in a different manner from the same soil. How does our Mother Earth does all this miracle? Or we see our heart running, and we say, ask a doctor, who is running our heart? He'll say it's an autonomous nervous system. But if you ask who is this auto, they can't answer.
Yes.
You see,
So we're a scientific culture, Mother.
Yes.
We need proof for everything.
Everything, that's all right. You can prove it.
We can prove it.
We can prove everything, whatever I'm saying can be proved. But you see, you must turn your eyes to truth also, to find out what is the truth really. In a sincere manner, you can find out. For example, Einstein himself said that there's a torsion area beyond our mind, means beyond rationality. There is torsion area. And if you can reach that torsion area, you can get the truth before you. And that can be verified by science. He himself was so tired finding out the theory of relativity. And in the laboratory he was searching, got so tired, so went into his garden and was playing with the soap bubbles. And there he says, suddenly from somewhere unknown, this theory dawned upon me. It happens to all the scientists, but they don't know the area. He has precisely called it as the torsion area.
Didn't that happen to you, Mother, too? Didn't it happen to you by a tree in your meditation that you discovered in mass self-realization?
I was born like this, I should say. So nothing happened as that way. But I was more anxious about one thing, that I said this state must be reached, this state of self-knowledge and self-realization by everyone in this world. That was my research, or I should say that was my greatest desire. So I tried to study human beings in a subtle way. What's the problem with them? because formerly only one person could get self-realization among thousands of them, and that was the tradition to give it to one person only. So then I thought, why not everyone? Because unless and until everyone gets it, it's not going to work out well for the one who gets. Because you have seen all saints have been tortured, troubled, crucified, because others did not know what it was. So they thought he's talking something rubbish or whatever it is. So it has to happen to the collective. Thus I tried to find out about human beings. Luckily my father was a very social person, my husband also. As a result, I found out in 1970 the method by which you can give mass realization. Mass realization. And for that mass realization, then I started working with one lady to begin with. Gradually it started growing. Now they tell me 72 nations is following.
Are you surprised at how many numbers of people are practicing Sahaja Yoga? Did you expect this?
I mean, I thought if it works, it will work. But I expect more to come now.
We're in a very special time period.
Yeah, very special. I call it a blossom time.
Krita Yuga? What does that mean? The cycle of Krita Yuga?
Krita Yuga.
To be in the time,
yeah.
Yes.
See, there's first was this Kali Yuga, which was the worst of all among all of them. It's described in the Shastras also, they have described it. But they didn't go that far. They didn't visit, I think, America to see what is Kali Yuga is to what. At the most they said they'll eat in steel and all such things, which is not such a great crime, I think, but that the children will answer back their parents and all that was written. But if you come to America, you realize it's completely a very grotesque and a very, very dangerous picture of the Kali Yuga. After Kali Yuga comes Krita Yuga, where this all-pervading power starts working out through human beings. That started in the beginning. Yeah. And then after that will come Satyuga. I think Satyuga has also started, where everything will be exposed.
Falsehoods, everything.
Yes.
Sri Mataji, I don't know if you know this, but people in America are crazy for this Y2K. They think it's the end of the world. They think once 2000 comes and all the computers start hitting 00, we're going to have the end. And people in Colorado and especially Arizona and Sedona are preparing and building walls and arming themselves with water. Do you know this is going on?
No, nothing is going to end.
What do you say about that?
You see, our Creator who has created us is not going to allow this destruction. Of course, this last judgment. So those who do not rise above their human awareness might be lost, but not people who are achieving that greater awareness. They won't be lost. And for that, our Creator Himself has placed this great power within us to have our ascent into this fourth dimension.
So world peace is possible, Mother?
Of course. I mean, when this happens to you, become extremely peaceful. Now look at our thoughts. They come from the, say, future, sometimes from the past, and we dance on the cusp of those thoughts. All the time we are dancing. We cannot stop thinking. But when this power rises, she elongates them, and there is a space in between. That is the space of present, where you are silent. You watch everything, you react to nothing, you just absorb it. For example, I see a beautiful, say, carpet here. So I look at it, how beautiful it is. I am having all the enjoyment of the artist who created it. But I don't go on thinking how much he must have paid, where can I get it, or if it is mine, then should we insure it. All these nonsensical ideas don't come. Beauty, you just start watching, and watching the beauty as a piece of great joy to you. Anything. So if you see a human being who is so much reactionary to everything, goes mad the way he is reacting to everything. So you have to be silent, and when you are silent, you are peaceful. Unless and until there is peace within yourself, you can't create peace by bombs, can you?
No. So we need to transform people in political power. That's the hope.
That is our destiny. Every human being has a right to get it. Sahaja, saha means with, ja is born.
Srimataji, when I first met the yogis, I was very impressed with the look in their eyes. I wanted to be like them. I wanted to love like them, and that was what drew me to Sahaja Yoga. I thought, what pure souls.
What?
What pure spirits, what pure souls.
They don't
in
fight.
The look in the eye.
Yeah. Their eyes are glistening, and they don't fight. They love each other. And it is not artificial thing. It's just natural. And even if they are from different countries, I've seen them so nicely blended together, enjoying each other, loving each other. I mean, they have found their own brothers all over, sisters all over.
Sahaja Yoga has had many medical breakthroughs.
Yes.
Can you tell us about that, Mother? Especially in America, they love that. They love to know that it can cure cancer.
I've
that it
already
can
a
cure AIDS.
hospital in India.
Yes.
And another one we are going to have, this is near Bombay, another one we are going to have in Delhi, this hospital, where we treat them freely because it's their own power. So we can't charge them. But for their stay and food, of course, we charge them. It's a very remarkable thing we have found out, that most of the diseases can be cured by the awakening of the Kundalini. Because diseases come to you with the imbalance of your centers, with the exhaustion of your centers. But this Kundalini, when she rises, she nourishes them. Not only that, but she integrates them. Cancer has been cured of many people.
Has this been documented by scientific research?
Of course. We have doctors, they have documented.
Even genes can be changed,
Of
and
course,
chromosomes
yeah.
can be
In
changed.
my book, I've written down
yes,
about this.
Fascinating.
Yeah, and I've also written about the phosphorus. When there is too much phosphorus in the body, in the genes, because of dry temperament, you see. And so a person can get very much hot-tempered, can also get what you can call a person who is very easily irritated, very overactive sort of a person. But in case you get your realization, then you are so balanced.
Can you speak of women, Mother? In the book you talk about promiscuity, that if it's so natural and so normal, why do we so violently go against it?
Yes.
And in our society you say we marry one person, we have a child with another, we flirt with another, and we have all this promiscuity. Our value system is not good.
See, I didn't know how they don't understand that these things create such horrible diseases. They are creating horrible diseases, scientifically proved, but still they indulge into it because they think we have freedom to ruin our lives. What can you do about it? This kind of an attitude they take, and they are going on, and I just don't know how to tell them that this is all wrong. While you try to be moral, is one of the centers which is below this Kundalini is the center for morality. That has to be all right. And that's the one which makes you stabilize yourself. Now I've seen that some AIDS people, we didn't allow them to be there, because the problem was that I had some great sympathy for them, and I wanted to start even a hospital for them. But they are so arrogant. They know they are going to die now, so they think they can do whatever. They are arrogant. They shout, scream, and they form a group to attack us. It's impossible to make them understand that you are sick, you can be saved if you try to follow Sahaja Yoga. But they are very difficult. They are the most difficult patients I have seen. Otherwise, other patients are all right. And so many diseases which we can call cancer and other muscular diseases, so many types of diseases have been already cured by Sahaja Yoga. So first they used to come and tell Sahaja Yogis, so I thought better have hospitals. So now we have one hospital in Bombay, near Bombay. There are 175 patients there already. And another one is we are starting in Delhi.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
So Mother, how can we stop the brutality to women, the inhumanity to women? How can we stop this?
Men are inhuman to women, and sometimes women are inhuman to men. There's quite a lot here, I think.
You really take a stand against the media, Mother. You
Yes,
say
I
the
think
media is the absolute reason for the value system going down.
I'm not interested in this media because They don't understand how responsible they are. All that goes wrong could be blamed on them. They don't understand that it's a very important thing for media to be responsible and to understand what are they up to. Because money making that is the aim. If that is the only thing to be achieved, what can you talk to them? But they should understand they are very responsible. They will be held responsible for all the destruction that has taken place.
In other words, like the law of polarity. You talk about that in the book.
Yeah.
The law of polarity meaning
Yes,
karma.
it reacts. It reacts. If you go to one extreme, it reacts to the other extreme. So one should not go to the extremes in anything. You should be in the center.
And many countries right now are suffering from the law of polarity, as you could say.
As it is, yes, yes. Any country, you see, which goes too much to the extremes. Now I would say that, say in America, you are all right, prosperous, everything, but I find everybody indebted. Everybody is indebted. I was amazed, from India so many people have come, well educated. Mostly they are indebted. They have debts on them. So I said, why? Why are you indebted? Why should you be indebted? They said the lifestyle is such. So they have to carry on with the lifestyle and the fad that, see, this is the best. So today they'll buy furniture, they will throw away, they bring another. It's a style, you see, which lifestyle as they call
Choices, you say. Choices. So many choices.
And these choices are the ones I have discussed in them. That they have choices which has no meaning. Go on changing for what? I mean, it's just to show off that you have money and you can be indebted. Both things. So the reaction as polarity acts, you see, this is. Then another is too much running after money. We neglect our children, we neglect the family, and all these problems start coming up. And if the children are neglected, they can go to any extreme. As you have seen, they get to violence, get to all kinds of things. But children are very important because they are future citizens and their preservation is extremely important. So I have also started an NGO in India where we are looking after children of the destitute women. Also we are having a school for them. Already we have a school, very good school for foreign children because they want to send their children to India to be educated. But they have turned out to be such beautiful children, such good children, very smart, very intelligent. Always in India, the boy or girl from our school tops the list.
It's wonderful. Children are very important. I mean, really, Hitler had started with the children to get control of Germany because they're so impressionable. So it's very important to teach them the right values.
Yeah, right values are taught also by parents. You see, if the parents are all the time fighting and there's no peace, then children start their own ways and they go to another side. But I can't understand, why can't we have beautiful families and why can't we have people who respect each other and have then children who can respect them also. Respect begets respect. In the family, if the husband is saying all kinds of things to the wife and wife is saying all kinds of things, children pick up from it. This is very subtle. It's very, very subtle. We don't realize. We don't realize how harmful it would be. But if we realize it, we'll try to avoid. There's no need to have this kind of atmosphere. Then another problem is with this so-called affluence is that people go crazy, I think sometimes. They are really crazy because with affluence they take to horrible things, like drugs and alcoholism, all kinds of things. And then they go mad. I am also starting a NGO for drug addicts in a place called Kana Jhori in the north of America. I am thinking of starting a big place for the people who are drug addicts. And you can give up drug addiction overnight. Overnight with this happening. It's a fact, it happens. And you don't have to pay for it because it is your own power. So there's a place I'm trying to get where we can accommodate people. And I talked to the people there, they said, oh, it's all right, government will be happy, but the public will be against. I said, for what? Because, you see, all kinds of permissions you have to have. But I said, why? So this, you see, they go amok and they try to destroy their houses and all. I said, this Kana Jowri is such a cut-off place. Even to walk from there is difficult. You can't even have a horse ride. So who's going to come out of it to trouble the public? It's very far-fetched. So nothing like that will happen. But unnecessarily, you are used to create problems against everything that goes good, then what can happen? Your children will be saved entirely. Absolutely. We have had so many of them at first in England, drug addicts. When they came, you see, they saw just lights, this, that. Today they are very great surgeons. They are doing very good work. They are well educated. And I mean, it's a very different area into which you enter. You take drugs to avoid problems. Here the problems disappear.
Srimataji, Sahaja Yoga is the hope for the world.
Of course, it is, no doubt. But
It
they
is
should
an
accept
experience
very much.
that, yes.
Unfortunately, in America, it's not so popular.
I had a lot of people call and ask, how much does it cost to come?
No, they told me, because you don't take money. That's
Yeah,
why they are
right.
not interested in you. I mean, I can't take money, whether you are interested or not.
But isn't it true that even if 1% of the population changed, it can have such a ripple effect on the world?
Yeah, but you see, difficult it is that they have certain concepts about things, and all people who are very much clever and cunning, better than me, they come and exploit them, and they like it. They like exploitation.
We ran out of time. I thank you so much. I know you got up very early to come here, and it's so wonderful.
No,
to
I get
have
up early only.
I know. Thank you,
Nice to come.
Srimataji.
Thank you very much.
It's
Thank
a pleasure.
you. May God bless.
This is Audrey Hope and Real Women, dedicated to life-altering perspectives that can transform our world. Thank you so much for joining us.
If you call to the wind for the answers you still haven't found, inside the arms of silence, free to dance around as you hold on to the stars that fly in the corner of your mind, reaching out beyond space and time. You'll hear a whisper in the wind as you listen to the voice within, finding keys to unlock the doors to worlds deep inside.